down how they started in their last game. Which is fine. It's cross it out. Their voices are up there. Traded some good blows this season. Like when you played them here, that was an absolute towel. Yeah. See?
Okay, Roman, check 1 2, 1 2, 1 2. Good evening. Good evening and welcome to the home of the Matildas. Hello and welcome to this match between the Oakleigh Cannons and Melbourne Srbija. We're starting in just under 10 minutes. This is your official sound check. One, two, 1 2, testing 1 2. This is Steve on microphone number 1. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to this match. It's
maybe it gets mixed when it finally goes out into the area.
Yeah, because like if I could just align straight into one of these, but I think it's always better to Thanks for the coffee, by the way. Yeah, that's the one. I think two.
Not my check anymore, but today is not bad. It's not, I'm trying to get a sense of like after that really.
Yeah, that's over there.
Hello and welcome to the home of the Matildas tonight. It's third place in Victoria's football's top tier and first place in the third tier competition. Crossing paths, it's the Oakleigh Cannons and FC Melbourne Srbija. Tonight's winner claiming a berth in the final of the 100th running of Victoria's state knockout cup competition, the much sought after and history steeped Dockerty Cup. Thanks for joining us on this Football Victoria live stream for this winner-takes-all encounter from Melbourne's northern suburbs this evening. After edging past Port Melbourne on penalties, the holders, Oakleigh Cannons, have gone on a tear in this year's competition, scoring 11 goals and conceding just 2 as Chris Taylor's side look to go back-to-back in the Dockerty Cup. They face a suave and sophisticated upstart of an opponent tonight in FC Melbourne Srbija, who become just the second third-tier club in the competition history to make the semi-finals. Zelko Popovic's side breezed past State League opposition in the early rounds of the competition before upsetting second-tier Kingston City to make it here tonight. And not only here tonight, but also to a spot in the national round of 32 of the Australia Cup. My name is Steve Curtin, and looking forward to bringing you all the action of this Dockerty Cup semi-final. And the team lineups are in. Let's have a look at the team news. Oakleigh Cannons, they are the home side tonight, with their usual venue, Jack Edwards, being out of action for night games at the moment. They make just one change to the side that drew 3-3 on Saturday at Avenger Park against Avondale, with Max Pacetto, the mid-season signing, getting his first start for the club, coming in to replace Jacob Trapp, who is rested tonight and out of the squad. And they line up with Nick Feely in goal. In defence, it's Kingsley Sinclair, Jordan Hall, Brodie Boyce and Emlyn Wellsmore. Cam McGilp and Oliver Kubalay providing the double pivot in front of the defence. And the front four, Max Pacetto, Joe Guest, Stefan Valentini and Asad Kasumovic. And meanwhile, for FC Melbourne Srbija, a team that's swept all before them and sits top of the tree at the moment in Victoria's third tier, the VPL2. They line up with Max Mizuno in goal. And the big man up front will be one to watch, number 9, Luka Ninkovic. And interestingly, the captain, Thomas Lakic, starts on the bench. Massimiliano Sampalesi, who's come in from Werribee City in the mid-season, is cup-tied. And those other starting players, Nenad Nikolic, Milos Ilic, Cameron Davies, Andrea Kechovic, Connor Lees, Matt Papadimitriou, Themis Kapinas, Maxim Ilic, and Ryan Brown, all featuring in the starting 11 tonight for this fixture where there's so much at stake. We're just about ready for kick-off here as the crowd is coming in and finding their seats in this excellent footballing venue. It's certainly the feel of new football more so than old soccer when you come out to the home of the Matildas in Bundoora. As we get underway, it's the Oakleigh Cannons in their all-navy kit. They're going to be playing from the left to the right of your screen, the southern or city end of the venue here. And it is FC Melbourne Srbija in the all-white kit. It's an early decision going the way of the Oakleigh Cannons right from the get-go. In fact, it's going to be a throw to FC Melbourne Srbija. It was flicked on by Ninkovic and then headed forward by Kubalay. Giving chase here is the number 7, Ryan Brown. He's lining up to the right-hand side of the attack. Around the grounds, we've seen South Melbourne's already taken an early lead, 1-0 over Hume City in the other fixture. The play is contested over on the far side. Giving chase to this one is Milos Ilic. He goes back to his keeper in Mizuno, who sends it to the park over the halfway line. It's a very good contingent of FC Melbourne Srbija fans in here tonight, including Serbian radio as well, broadcasting this match. People back in the homeland, and if you're tuning in from perhaps Belgrade or Novi Sad over on holidays, enjoying some warm weather, very good morning to you, and I hope you enjoy the contest. I'm certainly enjoying being here out at Bundoora on an evening that's not too cold by recent standards at least. We had a top of 13 degrees in Melbourne today, and a dry day as well after plenty of rain of late. It's a touch for the debutant Max Pacetto, or at least his first starting appearance with the Oakleigh Cannons. It's played forward by Sinclair, but it's all Melbourne Srbija back there. It's Cam McGill striding forward. This is Asad Kasumovic, who has been starting up top with no salmon as he hangs the cross in. It's a useful one too, and it's forcing a good save. Valentini denied by a fine save from Max Mizuno. Out for an Oakleigh Cannons corner, so the first corner of the evening inside 3 minutes. Let's look at that ball again on the replay, in by Kasumovic, who just hung at the back post, and Valentini with the looping header denied by Max Mizuno. It's going to be the corner from Kingsley Sinclair. In it comes. It's into the front post, only as far as Enlin Wellsmore. Sinclair to supply the cross here. He gets it into the back post area. They're lining up for it too, the players in the navy shirts. So FC Melbourne Srbija looking to try and just find a foothold in this game. A little bit of confidence up. They've had plenty of confidence coming from their league performances. 3 wins in a row, and they find themselves top of the league by 3 points ahead of North Sunshine Eagles. Ball played forward. Giving chase was Brown. Ryan Brown is a live wire out there, and the Oakleigh Cannons will need to keep a close watch on him. Crowd finding voices. Saw Ryan Brown go charging forward. 5 goals in all competitions for him this season. Coming across from Beau Morris, where he scored 9 goals in 2023. Having a good season and a key component to their success this year. FC Melbourne Srbija, the VPL 2 league leaders. It's Brody Boyce. Vassetto, the socks down. This is McGill switching the play out wide. Serbia with everyone behind the ball except for Luka Ninkovic. Valentini switching the play to Wellsmore. Wants to supply that low ball in this time, and they're lining up for it. It's Joe Guest, and he's missed the unmissable goal. Well, he is human after all. What a ball in by Wellsmore. And somehow, well, Joe Guest must have been feeling generous there to the 3rd tier league leaders, because that one somehow went past the far post. He looked odds on, probably more likely to open the scoring there. Low ball in, it was an excellent ball in from Wellsmore. Yes, on his left foot, it's just gone past the post. He can't believe it, neither can his teammates. So a lifeline there for FC Melbourne Srbija in the opening minutes. Could that be a sign of some good luck to come their way throughout the rest of the 90? Header there by Davies. Competing for the ball is Nenad Ninkovic. Back to his keeper in Menuzo. Kubalay. Here's McGill. Right to the challenge. Just a play out wide. Kingsley Sinclair swings the ball in. It's watched over the line by Nenad Nikolic. FC Melbourne Srbija can just try and take a breather here, take the time over this goal kick. It's been a fast opening by the Oakleigh Cannons, and FC Melbourne Srbija looking just to keep them at bay for the first 10 or 15 minutes and just see what they can conjure up, particularly with the pace of Ryan Brown down the right-hand side. He's already caused a few heart palpitations for the Oakleigh fans who are here. It's flick on by Ninkovic. It's away by Boyce. Here's that man Ryan Brown again. Running at Kingsley Sinclair. To supply the cross here is Brown. There's plenty of tall timber in the middle. Oh, it's repelled by that Oakleigh defence. Well, plenty of numbers in the box there, and that's what they need to do. FC Melbourne Srbija commit players forward if they're looking to get themselves on the scoreboard today. 3 players inside the box waiting for that cross, but in the end Brown was not able to pick out any of them, as Oakleigh had been able to get some numbers back themselves. Melbourne Srbija comfortable playing the ball around in their own penalty area, not overawed by the occasion by any stretch. Sinclair's header was straight to Teshovic. Shiljevic, one of those players coming into the starting 11, and the two FC Melbourne Srbija players doing their utmost to keep that ball in play. Unable to, as Chris Taylor watches on, hands in pockets. Oakleigh technical area at their home away from home. They had a good result here in the last round of the competition, did the Oakleigh Cannons. They went behind against their rivals Avondale, but they came storming back to win that one, 3-1. Here they are on the attack again through Stefan Valentini, looking to supply the cross from the left wing this time. Does get the ball in. It's got a little bit too much on it. It's going to run out of play. Lees was doing his utmost to try and prevent the cross from coming in, but in the end he did enough and applied enough pressure for the cross to be somewhat overhit. So it's going to be Nenad Nikolic to take the throw up the line. He's going to go for distance. Flicked on by Nikolic. It's McGill. Now Wellsmore. Good switch of play out there to Sinclair, starting at left back today is Kingsley Sinclair. He got to start as the left winger on the weekend, but he's been forced back into the back four again today. Next, Wellsmore, who started at left back on Saturday. He's made the shift across to right back today. It's a useful ball forward. Too much on it though in the end. Thumbs up for the good idea. Still 0-0 here, nearly gone 10 minutes. Joe Guest with the best chance. Side footing wide from, well, not much more than 6 yards. For a good ball in. Good low cross in from Emlyn Wellsmore, getting forward from right back. Ryan Brown has looked the most likely for Serbia. Here's Wellsmore again. Cross is partially blocked, but it's going to fall here kindly for Kasumovic. Was he pulled down? Jonas Isis, now man in the middle tonight. He says play on. No foul. Kasumovic was back to goal and looking like he was going to turn and fire a pretty genuine attempt. Max Manuzzo's goal. Just broke so kindly for Kasumovic. Looked like he might have had his shirt pulled, but play on was the call. So we're still locked at 0-0 in this one. There is an early goal in the other game over at Lakeside. Melbourne getting first blood in that one over Hume City. For these teams competing for a spot against the winner of that match to take place at this venue as well on the first weekend of August. Nenad Nikolic with the throw here. Sends it down the line. It's flicked on by Ninkovic. Ninkovic sending it forward again. It's going to run all the way harmlessly through to Nick Feely. So Serbia just trying to get a foothold at the moment. They were banging in the goals on the weekend. It was 0-0 at half-time against Box Hill United. Kevin Bartlett reserve, but they come home with a wet sail, scoring 4 times in the second half, including Luka Ninkovic, who scored twice. Singles to Heaton and Basic. Joshua Heaton not featuring in the squad tonight. It's Wellsmore again. He's been a danger man so far. One for Serbia to keep a close watch on. He steps inside, and it's a good bit of defending by Milos Ilic, stepping out of the defensive line to make the interception, and well, they might be able to go on the counter here. Brown, Kastjovic, building up play. Nikovic's touch was just a little bit short. Sliding in strongly was Boyce, and the decision goes the way of the visitors, and a hearty round of applause too for their efforts, because they're putting themselves about, especially in the centre of the park here. Serbia back in possession. Nikolic looking up the line. Dimitrio's ahead of him. This is Maxim Ilic switching the play. It's a good switch of play by Ilic as well. Can it be kept in at the byline? It's just adjudged to have gone across the byline, in fact. Well, a really good switch of play by Maxim Ilic. Switching it out to that scoreboard side of the ground. And again, Ryan Brown galloping forward, and he must have just about kept that one in play. Assistant referee's flag is raised to indicate that the ball just crossed the line. Just going around the grounds again. Nearly half-time at Lakeside, and South Melbourne still leading that fixture. 1-0. We know how difficult it is to come back from goal down against South Melbourne, so putting their best foot forward at the moment. It's all to do for Hume City in the other fixture, as Oakleigh looks to commit some more players forward. But again, it's well read, and Nikolic comes away with the ball, and every time they win it, it's a hearty round of applause, as again, that clearance was blocked by Valentini, and luckily it fell back into the waiting hands of Minuzzo. It's Brown, it's gone out of play on the far side. Guilt now. Certainly enjoying plenty of possession and territorial advantage. Nothing to show for it yet in the first almost 15 minutes behind us now. So the longer that FC Melbourne Srbija can score at 0-0, the more the players and the fans here will start to think that there's going to be an upset on the cards. Davies. Direct, but he's played it straight up the field to Kingsley Sinclair and return possession to the Oakleigh Cannons. It's Guest. This is Basetto for his first Oakleigh Cannons goal on his starting debut. It's dummy by Guest. Basetto giving chase, and again it was well read by Nenad Nikolic. He's been really busy so far. There's Nikolic. Left back. 15 appearances out of the 18 games for FC Melbourne Srbija in the league this season. For Nenad Nikolic, formerly of Springvale White Eagles, and was part of Melbourne City's academy in the under-20s back in 2017 as well. Certainly a chance for these players to show their wares on the big stage tonight. In comes the corner by Sinclair. It's a deep one. Valentini threw his head at it, but it's going to be Serbia coming away with the ball through Connor Lees in the number 66 jersey. That's the highest number out there tonight for either side. Out wide is Guest, and now Basetto, who's switched flanks for the moment. And again, defending by the boys in the white shirts, and they win themselves a goal kick here. Again, can just try and control the tempo of this one. Thanks for joining us on the Football Victoria live stream for this one. We hope you're enjoying the contest wherever you're tuning in. Yeah, somewhere in Melbourne, further afield in Victoria, interstate or overseas as well. Glad to be bringing you this match on the live stream, live from the home of the Matildas in Bundoora. There's a fantastic crowd coming through the gate still here. Really big numbers. It's the busiest I've seen at this venue so far on my travels out here. 2024. There's been a few. That's a good challenge by Kapnias. They've lost out here Basetto. Serbia throw. Trying to move around this well-set defence from FC Melbourne Srbija. They win the throw again. So busy, there's even fans scattered over on the far side of the park. You don't often see that here. All the creature comforts on this broadcast side. That ball was nodded on by Andrea Kesievich. trying to control the tempo. Cat McGill getting on the ball so often and distributing it left and right. Here's Valentini. Switching the play to Basetto. Good first touch as well by Max Basetto. Good challenge though by his opponent, Papadimitriou. False from Kublai though, so Wellsmore is going to try and supply the cross again. Not the first time we've said that tonight, and it's again repelled by the defence of FC Melbourne Srbija. Headed by Maxim Ilic. Straight to Kingsley Sinclair. Kublai now. They've been determined so far, this Melbourne Srbija team. Nothing well drilled. See their structure behind the ball. I'm afraid of serving it up to holders of the Dockerty Cup, last year's winners of this competition. Done by Guest. Out of play. Nikolic taking no chances. The Oakleigh Cannons convincing winners of the final last year down at Kingston Heath against Heidelberg United. Joe Guest with a couple of goals on that occasion, and Alex Salmon. Alex Salmon is not one of the players out there tonight for the Oakleigh Cannons, so at least Melbourne Srbija can be thankful for that. Especially in these sort of situations. Here comes Sinclair with the cross to the back post again. It's well away by that Serbia defence. It's going to come back into the back post. It's aimed at Kasumovic, but it was headed away by Kaninkovic. Wellsmore now. It's a take on his man. Showed too much of it to his opponent though. He's going to nip in to get the ball back though, Wellsmore. FC Melbourne have been winning the ball back but not able to get that second and third pass as they try and build up play. Oakleigh so good at winning the ball back as soon as they lose it. It's Kublai. Challenged by Papadimitriou. Again, Oakleigh win the ball back straight away. Frustrating for Serbia, putting in some good challenges, but always spilling to a player in a navy shirt. And the decision goes against Maxim Ilic, so it'll be a free kick to the Oakleigh Cannons. It's around 40 yards out, so awfully long way out to try a direct attempt, but Saul Timber will gather at the back post. There's one thing that FC Melbourne Srbija have got plenty of height on their side, so they don't look too nervous defending those aerial bombardments from the Oakleigh Cannons. We've seen Oakleigh try and keep the ball on the floor a little bit too, with some of those crosses coming in on the deck from Emlyn Wellsmore. Produced the most dangerous chance so far, which was spurned by Joe Guest. Here's Valentini now. Here's the cross in. Lining up as Basetto! Max Basetto gets his first goal in Oakleigh Cannons colours on his starting debut. A picture-perfect cross from Stefan Valentini. And the placement of the Basetto header could not have been better, and Oakleigh Cannons do get first blood here on 22 minutes at the home of the Matildas, and they put themselves in the box seat to progressing through to defend their title of 2023 once again in 2024. Max Basetto is the scorer. Fine goal by the former Western United attacker that's previously come through the Moreland City system. Name that's well known in Victorian football, and Valentini's cross was irresistible for Basetto just to place it in the corner. Placement was all that it needed. Straight past Max Minuso. So Melbourne Srbija, they kept clean sheets in their last 3 cup games against Beau Morris. So Hoppers Crossing and Uni Hill Eagles, but they have conceded here, and it's the first goal they've conceded in the cup competition since they defeated Ashburton 5-2 back in round 4 of the competition many a month ago now. So perhaps they're able to find a way back still in this one. Anything is possible. what they can offer now. Oakleigh in the attack down the left-hand side through Valentini. Lees. Forward by Milos Ilic. Lees again. Trying some craft, and that's going to work for him. Well played by Connor Lees, and Ryan Brown trying to play forward, but there's no options on down the line, and they lose possession. It's Wellsmore. Inside is Basetto, the goal scorer. Switching the play, it's well intercepted by Lees. Testing out his goalkeeper. Peels for a back pass. Oakleigh are pretty confident that should have been called. It's waved away by the referee. And you can see the thought process there of Max Menuso was weighing up his options, and he backed himself in to use the hands after initially touching it off the knee. Half-time score from Lakeside Stadium. It is South Melbourne leading that one 1-0 still against Hume City. So Hume with all through in the second half. It's Basetto. Get away well by Serbia defence. Jordan Hall back to his keeper. Jordan Hall, a handy pickup. Jordan Hall and also Jacob Trapp being signed. A couple of handy central defenders from the A-League level coming in. Good sliding challenge in there by Papa Dimitriou. I'm saying Trapp rested tonight. Just being managed after a tough game on the weekend, after not having many playing minutes for a while. Jordan Hall, we saw him do some great stuff in the defence at Green Gully for many a year before being picked up by Melbourne City. Back out there again, and here's Valentini back at it again. He floats it across, and it evades everybody at the back post area. Wellsmore's going to pick up the loose ball here, and now McGill for Basetto. He's already got one. It's well cleared by that Serbia defence. It's McGill. Minutes gone here at the home of the Matildas. They have just joined us. Max Basetto's headed goal from Stefan Valentini. Cross separates the two sides at the moment, and here's Wellsmore playing the ball in. Again, good pressure. The boys in the white shirts, and here's Joe Guest. Not given much time. Here's Brian Brown. This is Lees. Good pressure from the determined Stefan Valentini. And it's smacked away by Milos Ilic. Judge to have given away the free kick, so a chance from a set-piece opportunity for the Cannons, and Melbourne Srbija is going to get everyone back into the penalty area to do the defensive duties here, even including the tall timber Vinikovic, the striker. Vinikovic, 12 goals in all competitions this season for the 27-year-old. March the wall back 10 yards. There's going to be two players in the wall. So winding them up. Looks like it's going to be Sinclair to deliver the free kick. Anyway, the delivery of this one. In by Sinclair. It's a decent one too. And the header by Andrea Kishojevic is out for an Oakleigh Cannons corner. Fourth official, Max Hamlin, in front of us on ball boy duties. Gets the ball out in the park, and now we've got two balls on the park, of course. Tick that off your bingo card. It's bound to happen at some point in every match. So plenty of play to the right of screen here, the southern end of this venue. Home of the Matildas. See Melbourne Srbija trailing, but the many fans here that have come out to support them, not deterred yet. This one comes in, it's got a good bit of shape on it. They're lining up at the back post. The header goes straight to Ryan Brown from a couple of Oakleigh players who were attacking at the back post. Brown's going to be getting a free kick. It's going to be the first yellow card of the game here. The pace of Ryan Brown is what caused it. And Kingsley Sinclair, after taking the set piece, was trying to retreat back to his left back position. And Kingsley Sinclair's going to have his hands full now against Ryan Brown, now that he is on a yellow card. Half an hour gone, and first player to go into the book of Giannis Disses. So we're looking to hit this one long. It's a bit of a rainmaker. A chaos ball. Over the top. It's a good touch by Papadimitriou, but he showed too much of it. Opponent. Foot race here. Getting there first in the end was Milos Ilic. His clearance is play. Not sure he was aiming to put it there. Straight to his coach there, Sanko Popovic. This is Hall. Galloping forward, he's enjoyed getting forward from left back as much as he can so far tonight, combining with Stefan Valentini. It's going to be a Serbia throw. Melbourne Srbija has the captain on the bench, Thomas Lakic, player who spent several seasons at Box Hill and also spoke with Archie Thompson on Channel 10 on Australia Cup draw night. Also on the bench, Marko Vasic, Enzo Campana, Bigan, Jared Hill and Hikaru Ishii on Salko Popovic's side. Only 5 on the bench for Chris Taylor. Piss Waring, Mooney Badus, Noah Holmes, Luke Mensick and the keeper Brandon White. See the FC Melbourne Srbija subs are warming up down to our right. The Cannons' bench being cleared of the subs who are, well, they're having a bit of a chat. So they're warming up, but they're out of their seats nonetheless. 31st minute of this one, which sees Max Pacetto's goal separate the two sides. Dockerty Cup semi-final action on the Football Victoria live stream. Certainly hope you're enjoying it wherever you're tuning in. Steve Curtin with you. Raman behind the camera, giving you the best look at the action from this excellent facility. Thanks for the coffee, by the way, Raman, as well. Ellsmore's throw. Alex McGill goes for a handball, and it will be a Cannons free kick in a useful position. Matthew Papadimitriou, the judge who have been the offender, and they've taken it quickly. Here's Pacetto trying to return the favour, perhaps, after he's got his name on the score sheet already. Plays it wide, and he's got a teammate ahead of him out here. He's going to supply the cross in. It was Valentini for a moment, but he looks to have exchanged position. It must have been Kasumovic and Valentini that have exchanged positions. The ball came in from Kasumovic. It was a concern for the FC Melbourne Srbija defenders. So Giannis Disses has stopped play here. We'll get a bit of a breather as some of the teams congregate for some tactical advice. Andrea Keshugovic over to the bench for a quick chat with Zarko Popovic. Get the ball going again here, maybe through a drop ball, looks like. Giannis Disses has taken possession of the football, and he's going to wander up the field. Some players are asking what's going on out here at the moment. We Do you see the drop ball? And we're back underway. All back in play here at the home of the Matildas. Just over 10 minutes till the half-time interval. See Melbourne Srbija trail, but just by the solitary goal. The Cannons without Alex Salmon and Connor Hansen, both out injured today. It's a squad that's doesn't run too deep, and unlike the likes of South Melbourne, who also have a hectic fixture schedule, we haven't seen as much rotation of players, so there's some fatigue creeping in, particularly after a hard-fought 3-3 draw on Saturday. Not a lot of time to recuperate up at that one. As we see Serbia getting the ball towards the penalty area for the first time in a little while. Milos switching the play. It's a decent switch of play too. Looking for Connor Lees, who was on his bike, but even with all of his pace in tow, he was not able to get that one. Collided into the fencing on the far side. Join us. Max Maceto's goal separates the two sides. Melbourne Srbija trail, but not out of it. Ninkovic throws the dummy at Kubalay. That was handy by the big man. He swings it in. He was looking for Maxi Milic. The counter-attack is on here. Oh, and yes, it's going to be Salatini, in fact, is offside. Kasumovic picking up the ball on halfway. There was one or two calls in the crowd to shoot with Max. Benuso was advanced out of the 18-yard box, and perhaps he could have gone for the long bomb and caught the keeper out. Ninkovic. Kubalay. Into the corner, and ball up the lines, come off. Opponent now to play for an Oakleigh throw. Just under 10 minutes till half time. Hope you're enjoying this one wherever you're tuning in on the Football Victoria live stream. We are live and interactive Football Victoria Facebook page, so if you're watching on YouTube on the TV at home, you can have the mobile and punch in your comments and let us know where you're watching from. Your thoughts on the game, perhaps your best player so far. Ball played down the line here for Papadimitriou. Lost his footing and lost possession of the ball. Last ball was too good on that occasion. Field by Feely. It's a free header for Nikolic. Forward by McGill. Swing through to Ilic. Picks out Kapnias. Demis Kapnias has spent a lot of time at Box Hill. Coming across to Kevin Butler, reserve, and getting on the front foot. Here is Nikolic. He's going to get to the byline. He swings it across. And it forces a good bit of keeping out of Nicholas Feely. And the biggest round of applause of the night rings out around the home of the Matildas. What a powerful run from Nenad Nikolic. Former Springvale White Eagle who spent some time in the Melbourne City development system as well. He was galloping forward there, and it really forced Nick Feely to be on his best as that ball was played across the 6-yard box. So, brightest spark so far that we've seen for FC Melbourne Srbija, coming in the last 10 minutes of the first half, in which they trailed just for 1-0. It's the danger man in Joe Guest. He plays it forward for Basetto. The flag's up for offside against Max Basetto. Handy pick up from Western United. It's PL1 on the 23 side from Oakleigh. Lees is interested in this. He's giving chase again. He was real stay-at-home right back for the first 30 minutes, and then the last 8 minutes or so, he's just been galloping down the right flank like a thoroughbred, giving chase of that ball, and he's going to take the resulting throw in here. So good work by the energetic Connor Lees. Lees a South Melbourne junior with the stint at Port Melbourne as well back in the day, now finding himself at FC Melbourne Srbija. Davies goes all the way back to Viduzzo. Valentini striding forward. Good sliding challenge though from Lees. He's really found a gear in the last few minutes. Melbourne Srbija just growing in confidence in the last 5 minutes, and they've been spurred on by that run up the left flank by Nenad Nikolic and Fancy. They've found some inspiration. They know they've got the quality. 3 wins in a row in the league at the moment. Top of the table in the VPL 2. 3 points clear of North Sunshine Eagles, who look to be running away with that competition. And they're in possession again here. This is Milos Ilic playing the ball forward for Ninkovic. Hold of it here. Going forward. And it's going to be a free kick. Well played by Andrea Kesheljevic. Giannis Zizis quick to award the free kick. Put his body between the opponent and the football. So it was smart play by Kesheljevic. Another player who was at South Melbourne in his younger days. Spent several seasons more recently at Springvale White Eagles. Sister club of Serbia, of course. This ball is swung into the back post area. It's just about dealt with by that Oakleigh defence, and eventually the flag comes up belatedly, so the opportunity for a late charge at goal in this half was extinguished by the assistant referee's flag. There's still the best part of 5 minutes to go before half time, and this has been the brightest moment of the match, the last 10 minutes for FC Melbourne Srbija. Have got themselves back into the balance of play here. And, well, despite the fact that a couple of divisions of Victorian football's pyramid separating these two sides, you wouldn't know it just at the moment. FC Melbourne Srbija giving their best. Here's Wellsmore. It's a danger man that Serbia have got to keep a close watch on. Passes aimed for Basetto, but again, it's well watched by experienced FC Melbourne Srbija backline, who escorted over the byline for a goal kick. By Kubalay. First touch by Papadimitriou, but keep hold of the football. Basetto. They're trying to pick their passes through. Basetto might have been fouled there. Play on's the call from Giannis Zizis. And the retribution was coming from Wellsmore, and the free kick was won by Nikolic. A bit of laundry to do there for the kick man. And Nikolic's white jersey is smeared in dirt after that challenge. All down his left side. Played forward by Davies, but to no one in particular. And needless loss of possession, and there's some inquisitions coming from the technical area there towards Cameron Davies. Late decision to play it long. And Davies at a couple of goals, one in the league, one in the cup this season for the central defender. Spent last season at Caroline Springs, George Cross, previously down at Stead Park in Geelong. Free kick going the way of Oakleigh. FC Melbourne Srbija players somewhat incensed at the decision. Ball into the box, and it's evaded everybody. Quickly taken free kick. We've seen that many a time from the Cannons tonight. Putting the ball down and trying to play it down the line, or in that case, across the face of the goal, catching people off guard. I think it caught some of the teammates off guard as well. Good night for football here at the home of the Matildas. 12 degrees at the moment. Feels like index says 11, but under the roof here, out of the breeze, pleasant conditions to watch football from, and that's why so many people out here enjoying their evening. Some food trucks lined up just adjacent to the grandstand as well. I think it's a better place to be on a Tuesday evening. It's Kasumovic. Forward, it was well intercepted by Katnias. Controlling things in the middle of the park. It's possession here again, and Kasumovic is galloping forward down the left flank, looking to step inside. Good work by Brown getting back to do the defensive duties. Plenty of two-way running from Ryan Brown to steal a turn from the oval ball game. Katnias. Nikovic, this is good play from Serbia. Free kick. It's going to go against Ryan Brown this time. Wellsmore. It's the ball into the box. It's a dangerous one. Again, it's easily repelled by those experienced Serbia defenders. You need to lock the ball in here and look for a teammate. Tries his best. He was under some heavy attention from the Oakleigh Cannons defence. Gilb sprints it wide. Sinclair. New Zealander looking for options. He gets back onto the right boot, swings it in. Manuso came out and got two hands on it. Advantage played is the decision by Giannis Issis. Now comes riding forward here. 1 minute added on at the end of this first half. Kashievich, who was the man originally in possession, tearing forward. They're failing to take the throw, but it's going to be an appropriate take from the left back, taking this one, Nikolic. Sent in towards the edge of the penalty area. Paceto. Ilic, it's Maxim. Lose possession again though. Now Wellsmore. Sliding challenge from Ilic. Conceding free kick in the process. That will just about do us for first 45 as the screen's gone dead here at the home of the Matildas. So we'll hopefully have that up and running for the second half of the fans here. About to sound his whistle to send the players back into the dressing rooms for half-time. A hotly contested first 45. And in the end, all that separates the two sides is a fine-headed goal on his starting debut for the Oakleigh Cannons by Max Paceto. Set up from across from the left flank by Stefan Valentini. Some enterprising play from the FC Melbourne Srbija side. Ryan Brown busy down the right-hand side. Some overlapping play from Nenad Nikolic up the left as well to put some pressure on the Oakleigh Cannons defence and their goalkeeper Nick Feely. At the moment, it's still all to play for a spot in the spot in the final, should I say, of the Dockerty Cup. It's on the line, and if FC Melbourne Srbija is good enough to snatch a goal back, this could be set up for a grandstand finish at the home of the Matildas. We're at half-time. Players head down the tunnel to the dressing room. Take a short break. Steve Kirk with you at the home of the Matildas. The Dockerty Cup semi-final. We'll be back after this short break. We're at half-time. It is the Oakleigh Cannons 1, FC Melbourne Srbija 0. Well, hello and welcome back to the home of the Matildas in Bundoora for the second 45 of this Dockerty Cup semi-final between the Oakleigh Cannons and FC Melbourne Srbija. And it is a 1-0 lead to the home side at the moment. They're playing at their home away from home. Max Basetto scoring on his Oakleigh Cannons starting debut after coming across from Western United in the transfer window, the mid-season window, so making an impact in his first start across from Valentini, and he nodded home truly to slot the ball past Max Minuso. And it's all to do for FC Melbourne Srbija in the second half. They've got a tremendous amount of support here at the venue in Bundoora. A huge amount of Melbourne Serbian community and supporters of their club. The club from Kevin Bartlett Reserve. They have turned out in huge numbers here, and the venue is buzzing. Despite them trailing 1-0, they're still backing them in to turn this game around and get themselves back into the contest, and who knows, maybe get a shock berth in the final of the Dockerty Cup to be played on the first Saturday of August at this very venue as well. Around the ground, South Melbourne still leading by 1-0 over Hume City with 71 minutes played there. So 1-0 in both fixtures at the moment, but will there be late drama here perhaps? As this second 45 gets underway there. One change in the halftime break for FC Melbourne Srbija with Enzo Campana coming on, former Eastern Lion, to replace Maxi Bilic. So we'll see what Campana can offer Serbia side in the second half. In fact, it looks like Thomas Lukic, the captain, is out there as well at the base of the midfield. In the number 6, player who spent several seasons at Box Hill. At the moment, though, it's Kasumovic charging down the left flank. Was that ball already out of play before the cross came in? No, say the officials. Well, in fact, overruled by the assistant referee. Was the honest? This will be a goal kick. The protests of the FC Melbourne Serbian defenders don't go unnoticed. So, unable to create a genuine attempt on goal. That was the problem with the first 45. So that's going to be a matter of how can they start to fashion some attempts on goal in this second 45. Test out Nick Feely between the posts. He's been limited to claiming some crosses so far, and that's about the extent of his goalkeeping duties, and the one or two odd back passes and goal kicks as well. So Connolly's the right back to take the throw. It's a slightly heavy touch from Luka Ninkovic, who spent last season in Victoria's top tier at Bentley and South Melbourne, many seasons at Heidelberg prior to that. Here's Kubalay. Just switch the play out wide. Wellsmore is lurking on the far side. This is a clever play from the Oakleigh Cannons, just moving the ball around from left to right. Sitting on this 1-0 lead. Lost possession here. Interception by Papadimitriou. Unfortunately for FC Melbourne Srbija, given straight back to the boys in Navy. Boyce. Now Wellsmore provided a telling cross to Guest in the first half that Guest managed to inexplicably put past the post. Certainly kept things interesting though. Much support here for FC Melbourne Srbija. Really impressive to see so many people coming out to support their side on this big occasion, and no doubt there'll be a huge crowd when they take on Modbury Jets in the national round of 32 in the Australia Cup at this venue as well, taking place on the Tuesday the 6th of August, and it'll be the Tuesday after the Dockerty Cup final. So if they were to make it, that'll be a tight schedule, but an exciting week, that one. Cup final on the Saturday and an Australia Cup clash against a South Australian opponent on the Tuesday. At the moment they're locked into their defensive patterns here as the Cannons striding forward down the right-hand side. The crosses charge down. Plenty of white shirts getting back behind the ball. Walesmore swung into the box. Guest was lurking. It was the captain courageous there to nod that one away from the dangerous Joe Guest. Thomas Lukic, the half-time substitute. Serbia look to go forward again. Kesheljevic wins the throw. Well played by the big man. Connolly's with the throw. Oh, it slipped in his hands. What will the decision be here? Oh, it's been given as a foul throw by Jonas Isis. I guess he didn't have much of a choice. Not often you see that, but you can see the dew forming on the roof of the dugout just in front of us there. It does get quite slippery out here of an evening, but at the moment, it's Melbourne Srbija charging forward. Maxim Basic is supplying the ball forward for Ninkovic. It's a wrestling match. Did Ninkovic have his shorts pulled there by the Oakleigh opponent? That is the question. Well, an encouraging phase of play for FC Melbourne Srbija, and the fans are inquisitive here. Taken out of play by Kubalay. Another throw for FC Melbourne Srbija. Could we see perhaps a long throw? Well, no, Lees has taken it again. Slipped out of his hands on the second time of asking. It's going to be another throw. In fact, it will be a throw right next to the corner post. Kesheljevic on the swivel. Repelled again by that Cannons defence. Ground Marshall playing ball boy, and Connolly's is going to get the ball back into play quickly here. Hopefully with plenty of players behind the ball, but FC Melbourne Srbija committing plenty of players forward. Valentini's gone to ground. A little bit of a stoush with Matthew Papadimitriou. Matthew Papadimitriou, an interesting player. 12 games and a goal for FC Melbourne Srbija last season, but also spent 7 games with Melbourne City. Those two teams finished 1-2 in State League 1 Southeast last season, so only playing for the top of the tree sort of clubs at in last season. Matthew Papadimitriou. In the end, FC Melbourne Srbija going on to win State League 1 Southeast last year by 5 points ahead of Melbourne City in the end. Not too many players would have played for the first and second place teams in the same season, in the same division. Matthew Papadimitriou, certainly an exception to that rule though. Headed by Basic. Basic, one of the players coming on at half-time with Thomas Lukic. His ball's played into the box, the header away by Ilic. Milos clearing it. Serbia try and get forward again here. Picking up the ball is Campana. There's 3 changes made at half-time. Milos Ilic in the long sleeves. Sends it long. There's no one really there to get on the end of it for Serbia. Nick Feely's not taking any chances though, and he puts it straight out of play. So the ball will return to FC Melbourne Srbija. Perhaps they can get some sustained pressure going here. Half-time team talk from Zelko Popovic will still be ringing in their ears, no doubt. Some encouragement for them to take on the Oakleigh Cannons, the holders of the Dockerty Cup. Convincing winners of this competition last year. They got past Melbourne Knights convincingly at Knight Stadium at this point last season. Oh, the crowd was willing the shot to come there from Enzo Campana, the attacking midfielder. He's adding plenty of pizzazz to this second half, and he's back on the ball again here, Campana, combining with his captain Lukic. There's a pep in their step now. Davies. Ninkovic dropping deep to pick up the ball. Sliding in was Kasumovic. A little bit of a bear hug for Cam McGilt from the big striker, and it's going to be a throw to FC Melbourne Srbija. So certainly the most sustained spell of pressure in this game thus far. 10 minutes into the second half, or almost 10 minutes into it now. Maybe the Oakleigh Cannons could be a little bit fatigued from that difficult match against Avondale that finished 3-3 on Saturday at Avenger Park. It was a more comfortable win for FC Melbourne Srbija, getting a 4-2 win, sorry, a 4-0 win, should I say, against Box Hill United on their home patch on Saturday. Nikovic with 2 goals in that one. What a good sliding challenge from Connor Lees. And rightfully earns a round of applause as he gets the ball back in his possession again from Papadimitriou. Here's Connor Lees scanning the field, looking for options. He floats a dangerous ball in. It's well cleared by Brodie Boyce. Scrapping for the ball, Campana. He's made an impact since coming on as a half-time sub. Nikolic. Serbia enjoying a lot of possession here in this phase of play at the moment. Try and build up Campana under pressure from Kubalay. Wearing him like a glove. Oakleigh midfield is onto the danger of Campana. That ball's got a little bit too much on it as the 2 14s, Papadimitriou and Sinclair, see it go over the byline. Worldwide audience tuning in for this one if you are tuning in. Perhaps you're over in Serbia and Belgrade sitting by the Danube River or enjoying some time down at Novi Sad and some sunshine. It's lunchtime over there now at 1:10 in the afternoon. No doubt plenty of fans Serbia taking this one, but it's Kasumovic playing it into the back post area. Oakleigh Cannons fans over enjoying the beaches in Mykonos or somewhere similar as well, enjoying the sunshine. At the moment, it's a cool evening, but good conditions for football. The pitch will start getting a little bit more slippery as this game goes on. We saw that here in the previous round match that was played here between the Oakleigh Cannons and Avondale. A cooler night than this. The pitch became incredibly slippery in the last 20 minutes. Players completely unable to keep their feet. That caused some chaos that might have influenced the result of this match, perhaps. You see players are starting to look like they're Bambi on ice at the moment already. So important to keep your feet, keep yourself in the contest. That ball was played and turned over by Marko Basic. With 5 goals to his name this season in the league, none in the cup. Now to play, that time good defending again by Nikolic. He's had a busy evening, the left back. Just checking around the grounds again at Lakeside Stadium. Still 1-0, 7 minutes to go there. South Melbourne with 1-4 in the final. Have just joined us. It's Max Pacetto's goal, a goal on his starting debut for the Oakleigh Cannons. Sees him. His goal being the difference as we've gone nearly an hour here as the cross comes into the back post. It's well away by Milos Ilic. It's all navy shirts there, and Wellsmore picks up the second ball. Kubalay now. On the far side, it's swung in by Sinclair. It's smacked away by Davies. Plenty of power on that. A real textbook defensive header from Cameron Davies. He's played every match in the league competition so far this season. All 18 of them, in which FC Melbourne Srbija have had 12 wins, 3 draws and just the 3 losses, scoring 36 times and conceding only 15. So their defence has been incredibly impressive this season in the league. They've kept clean sheets in their last 3 cup games as well, but they're under pressure here, and Minuso is forced to make the block. Here's Campana. Nikolic. It's up by Boyce. Desperate work by the Gill. Pass, that's too much on it. Too hot to handle for Milos Ilic. Ball fizzing across the dewy pitch. Definitely don't want to harp on about it too much, but guarantee we're going to see players slipping and sliding more and more, or exponentially more and more as the game goes on. The dew starts to settle in here as we've gone almost the hour mark here at home in the Matildas. Oakleigh Cannons sit in third place in Victoria's top tier, leading this 1-0 against the boys that sit in first place in Victoria's third tier. Charging forward there is Max Bassetto, the goal scorer, to Valentini. And now Sinclair getting to the byline and floating it across. And the header is just off target from Kasumovic. He was on target on the weekend against Avondale, as was Joe Guest from the spot, and Stefan Valentini. Valentini with a late goal in that one to give the Oakleigh Cannons a share of the points. Late drama in that match. 3 goals scored in the 87th minute. Sian Cuba looked to have scored. It's going to be the winner, or the sealer even, should I say. Kasumovic on 89 minutes, Stefan Valentini on 97. Against his own side. The Oakleigh Cannons, an Australia Cup date with A-League opponent Sydney FC beckons at this venue as well in 2 weeks' time on the 30th of July. So if they do make the final, it'll be Sydney FC on Tuesday, followed by a Dockerty Cup final on the Saturday after that. As Kublai thought about pulling the trigger from distance, thought better of it. Cross is blocked. Hall switching the play, the recent signing from Melbourne City. See him out there in the middle, enjoying his football. Good opportunity to be called up to play for Melbourne City, but just didn't get the match minutes that he would have liked, or the opportunities. It's always difficult for central defenders to try and get the match minutes. It's not really a position that you're going to come on and play a role for the last 15, 20 minutes of a game like a player who plays further up the park, or even a fullback for that matter. A couple of subs coming for Chris Taylor's side. Noah Holmes and Manoob Adus are stripped and ready to go. Sliding in and putting the ball out of play. Oakleigh getting a real foothold back in the balance of play in the last 5 minutes after Melbourne Srbija had a really good 5 to 10 minute period prior to that in the early phases of this second half. Holmes and Adus have been made to wait a little longer on the sidelines. Plenty of jumping up and down the spot required to keep warm for that duo. Sinclair. Little pass around the corner for Kublai. Finds him well, and then Valentini. Clever play here, and Kublai might be in for a goal here. Oliver Kublai doesn't score many. Oh, and Nick Feely was able to steer it wide. Oliver Kublai getting forward from defensive midfield. It all opened up for him there after a succession of 1-2 passes. Valentini instrumental in it, in the build-up. We'll get time for that double change now, and it's going to be the end of the proceedings for Joe Guest. So, well-earned rest for the Oakleigh Cannons captain, who passes the armband to Oliver Kublai. So Noah Holmes will come into midfield. We've seen Holmes to be used in central defence at various times this season. Such has been their shortfall of defenders. Missing out on players such as Jacob Aliopoulos, who's been overseas, and so with injuries to Brody Boyce at times as well. And it's also the end of the evening for the goal scorer, Max Bassetto, who comes off the field as well. So certainly a debut to remember for Max Bassetto. Starting debut, should I say. He has featured off the bench twice for the Oakleigh side already. Here's Kasumovic looking for options in the middle. Oh, Holmes is making the run, and Kasumovic, well, his feet were moving too fast for his own good there as he found the turf on this slippery surface as the dew becomes more and more of a hazard for these players out there. This is good play, though, for Serbia, with Basic combining with Ninkovic, but they're forced all the way back. Will be a throw to the boys from Kevin Bartlett reserve, taken by Nikolic up the line. Back in possession again. This is Basic. Campana, the fast feet. Basic again. Ninkovic, oh, the flag's up for offside. Oh, they were queuing up at the back post as well. Connor Lees had got forward from right back to try and write his name down in FC Melbourne Srbija history with what would have been a remarkable equaliser. Really good phase of play from FC Melbourne Srbija around the edge of the area. Short first-time passes. Eventually, flag going up, much to the disappointment of many, many of the fans here who are gathered to support the boys in white tonight. Wide, and here is Sinclair stepping forward. There's some fresh legs of Munir Badous. He's a dynamic player. He's got a fair bit on that cross, but it's going to find Valentini still. Didn't really read the flight of it as well as he would have liked, and hence was unable to control it. Very big hello to everyone tuning in on the live stream. Football Victoria live stream tonight for the Dockerty Cup semi-final. It's the 100th running of this competition that started in 1909, named after the legendary figure of Harry Dockerty, a legend in Victorian football. Most influential administrator in the history of Victorian football. Play here, headed by Connor Lees. Keeping it in play is Papadimitriou. Support from Lees, but they've lost possession here, and Munir Badous is the target of this ball into the channel. Munir Badous is going to keep the ball in. Oh, it bounced awkwardly. Kasumovic is making the near post run ahead of the keeper to try and flick the ball into the back of the net. It's well picked up in the end, Max. So. So with 13 appearances so far this season in between the posts. Grounds again at Lakeside. Now into stoppage time at Lakeside, and 93 minutes on the clock. It is still South Melbourne 1-0. South Melbourne, a side capable of winning a game 1-0 more than any other side in Victorian football, you have to say. As Munir Badous is charging forward, Oakleigh looking for a sealer here, but they're not able to find it. It's repelled well by the stubborn defence of FC Melbourne Srbija. Well, it's so hard tonight to keep the ball out of their own goal. They've only been breached the once just by that Max Pacetto header. Sinclair. It's the substitute Noah Holmes. By Jordan Hall. It's a good pass and a good little swivel by McGill, but his pass is unable to link up with Munir Badous. Those two not on the same wavelength. Munir Badous making the run in from the touchline. The timing not quite there between those two players. 94 minutes gone at Lakeside, and it's still South Melbourne leading by a 1-0. The other semi, South Melbourne, they've all but booked their place into the Dockerty Cup final. The 100th running of the Dockerty Cup competition. Throw goes the way of the Oakleigh Cannons. Keshojevic doing his best, but able to keep the ball inside the field of play. Oakleigh moving the ball from left to right. This is Wellsmore, the right back. Serbia stuck in their own half. Take a fast counter-attack that might see this crowd get back on their feet. Good bit of communication from the keeper there. And also coming out to claim and letting his teammates know ahead of him. Ball forward by Lees. Feely's going to get there first. It was aimed at Papadimitriou, but it was asking a little bit too much of him. Melbourne Serbia still have Luke Biggin and Jared Hill and Hikaru Ishigi on the bench. They have named 6 on the bench tonight. Oakleigh Cannons have Pierce Waring, Mensick and the sub-keeper Brendan White available still to come on for Chris Taylor's side. Just 5 subs for the Cannons tonight. A squad that doesn't run too deep, and so Pierce Waring named on the bench. He's not 100% fit to start. It's the call that we heard from the Oakleigh management on the way in here. It's opening up for Sinclair and Kasumovic with the rocket, and it's a good save. I mean, also down with a strong right hand to tip it around the corner. Powerful drive from Kasumovic. It's going to be an Oakleigh Cannons corner, and everyone back to defend this one for FC Melbourne Srbija. Can confirm that South Melbourne have booked their place in the final, so the winner of this match will take on South Melbourne. They defeated Hume City 1-0 tonight at Lakeside Stadium. That match kicking off half an hour earlier than this one. This one's into the back post, and it's well repelled by Connor Lees, who got his head onto that one. In fact, it was Milos Ilic. Ball into the box again, and also comes out, gets a punch. He might have come down awkwardly on his ankle. Right ankle, he's just feeling it now. He's just stretching it out, so it looks more like cramping. Perhaps for a goalkeeper on a cold night, that's unlikely. Certainly feeling the pinch after landing awkwardly. Trying to punch that ball away. There's Max who doing so, but he's a reliable custodian tonight in goal for Serbia. That match being completed at Lakeside Stadium. Hello to all of our audience who switched across to join us from the home of the Matildas, where it's Oakleigh Cannons leading FC Melbourne Srbija 1-0. Max Bacetto's goal in the first half, across from Stefan Valentini, and a header that was more about placement than power, is the moment that separates the two sides at the moment. At the moment, Melbourne Srbija, they had a bright patch midway through, early in the second half, but they've been unable to get out of their own half for the last 5 minutes or so here, maybe 10. As Oakleigh keep coming in waves of attacks, this ball's played in and it's turned behind by Milos Ilic for another Oakleigh Cannons corner. So FC Melbourne Srbija getting plenty of practice defending these set pieces. It's a good thing they've got plenty of tall timber in their 11 out there on the park at the moment. Might have lost a little bit of height with those substitutes that have come on. Enzo Campana, Marko Basic, Thomas Lakic, maybe not as tall as the players that they replaced. Await the delivery of the corner. It's another powerful one, and it's a strong header by Milos Ilic, and the ball actually has a judge to have crossed the byline and come back in on its route into the goal mouth there. So it's an easy one for FC Melbourne Srbija. They can take a goal kick. Sinclair swinging out and then back in. Also to send the ball forward. Hope you're enjoying this contest. Wherever you're tuning in, Steve Curtin with you on the Football Victoria live stream for the Oakleigh Cannons and FC Melbourne Srbija. It's a rare touch for Nick Feely. He hasn't seen the football for a little while. Charging through there was Ilic. It's Milos, and he's gone through Noah Holmes. All eyes on the football, but collateral damage was the Oakleigh Cannons substitute, Noah Holmes, who felt that one. And Giannis Isis has called the Oakleigh trainer onto the field. Noah Holmes quickly back up onto his feet, though, so that's good to see. Looks like he's going to be fine to continue there, no issue. Giannis This is going to get us going again with a drop ball. 2 balls on the field, and it's like Max Minuzzo. He had a bit of a hole before after punching a clearance away. He's now getting his shoelace tied for him by his teammate Connor Lees. Safe taking off the gloves, I suppose. Wouldn't fancy trying to tie shoelaces in a pair of goalkeeper gloves. Perhaps it's a challenge for some sort of modern day game show, that could be. Boyce strides forward and plays the ball down the channel. That's well read though by Davies. He lets it run through to Minuzzo with his freshly retied shoelaces. Waving his players further up the field. Smacks it forward. That left boot. Holmes, who found the turf a moment ago, is back up on his feet. Basic competing for the ball, and he might have committed the foul here on the halfway line over on the far side. There's the half-time substitute, Marko Basic. 5 goals this season for Basic in the league, none in the cup. Deuce giving chase. Lee's got a foot in though, that was well played by the Melbourne Srbija right back, but they've lost possession here again. He'll put his body on the line and played the ball forward, and he's hobbling around a bit now, Cam McGill, just holding the ribs. There's a mistake here by Wellsmore, and the ball's picked up by Basic. Basic and Wellsmore going toe-to-toe on the far side. Did Wellsmore have a handful of Basic's shirt? It looked like it from here. Giannis Scissors has waved play on, and he's not the most popular man at the home in the Matildas right now. Strong Melbourne Srbija crowd letting their opinions be known. Marko Basic not getting the free kick there. He looked to have been fouled. There's Valentini. Skips past the challenge, gets to the byline, cutting it back. That was well read by the captain, Thomas Lakic. It's away by Milic. Sliding in. Oh, and a big challenge coming in by Luka Ninkovic, and he takes out his man. And there's a bit of theatrics going on out there now. Players coming from all angles. Bit of a storm in a teacup really, and Giannis is going to have a chat to his officials and see what decisions he makes here, but there will be some sanctions from this situation that we've just seen unfold here. It had been a match played in good spirits, and it's going to be a red card. Well, Luka Ninkovic, the talisman that FC Melbourne Srbija need out on the park. He's been sent off for that sliding challenge. Travelled an awfully long way across the surface. It's a slippery track out there. Go back and watch that one on our replay screen again. Sliding in on Oliver Kubalay. It was a series of sliding tackles in the lead up. Kubalay cleaned up. Davies coming in to remonstrate, has knocked over one of the Oakleigh Cannons players as well. Not sure if he will face any sanctions. It looked like a theatrical tumble to the ground. Ninkovic getting a round of applause for his efforts out there tonight from FC Melbourne Srbija fans over near the players' race as he heads down the tunnel for an early shower. Well, a real flashpoint after we hadn't really seen too much drama take place. Well, in fact, it was Cam McGill who was fouled by Ninkovic, but I wonder if it was Ninkovic being sent off for knocking down Cam McGill, who came in to remonstrate rather than for the challenge. You fancy that's what the decision might actually be going into the book as from Giannis Scissors. FC Melbourne Srbija, a goal down. Now a man down, facing a real challenge here. A big round of applause as we see Matthew Papadimitriou coming off, and he's replaced by Hikaru Ishigi. in the number 5. Slot into midfield. Try and make up for the fact that they are a man down. It would be a heroic effort now. Just over 10 minutes to go. They're down to 10 men. Stranger things have happened. This would certainly take the cake if FC Melbourne Srbija are able to cause a surprise here and beat Oakleigh Cannons, the holders of the Dockerty Cup, from being a goal down and a man down in the last 10 minutes here. There will be plenty of stoppage time added, you would imagine, after that delay, after that scuffle that took place, for the big sliding challenge and the sending off of Luka Ninkovic. Ball in by a Deuce, and eventually runs through to Max Minuzzo. Ilic sends it up the line, looking for the substitute. Jordan Hall was alert to the danger, and he's put that in the top tier of the stand. Connolly's take the throw. Milos Ilic bringing up the line for Campana. Lees did really well here. Bounced awkwardly, appeals for a handball, but play allowed to continue, and Oakleigh Cannons again picking up the possession. Brody Boyce lining with Wellsmore on the far side. It's a big pitch here at Bundoora, and you fancy that Oakleigh will be able to play this ball from side to side for 10 minutes here and run the clock down. Sinclair. Cam McGill looks to have recovered from contact that he sustained in that kerfuffle that took place. They've turned the ball over here, and there's a chance perhaps appeals for the handball against Wellsmore. Giannis Issa says play on. Wellsmore had to make that ball. It was going to be opportunities. The ball comes in, it's off the posts from Noah Holmes. Well, they don't come much closer than that. Another player that doesn't score too many. Kept in again, the ball is still live. Doesn't want to go out and play. Kasumovic on the edge of the area. Sliding in is Davies. And the free kick's going to go the way of the Oakleigh Cannons. Giannis Issa is not going to be on the Christmas card list of too many of these FC Melbourne Srbija fans who are gathered here tonight. You fancy. Free kick for the Cannons on the edge of the area. There's no Joe Guest out there to take it. Temperature's really cooling off here. You can see the fog being breathed by the players out there in the middle as they form the wall. So Minuzzo is going to try and get his wall organised. Standing over the set piece opportunity. Kasumovic is going to be stepping up to attempt this shot on goal with a Ronaldo-like run up here. Is he going to go and pick this one on the valve, perhaps? Kasumovic. It is Asad Kasumovic. It's over the bar. Went with power, but it was all power and no placement. The shot was always rising even when it struck the fencing behind the goals. Just over 6 minutes here for Oakleigh, plus stoppages, to book their ticket into the Dockerty Cup final the first Saturday of August at this venue. It will be against South Melbourne. McGilpy's another player who's not really endearing himself to the FC Melbourne Srbija fans. He's giving away the free kick there. It's going to be Ilic to take. He's going to send this long, but unfortunately for Serbia, there's no Luka Ninkovic up there to nod this ball on. It's repelled that time by Jordan Hall. Ball over the top. It's going to run through to Minuzzo. Davies is complaining that he's been fouled in the process, but FC Melbourne Srbija have got the ball anyway, and they've got to keep going forwards here. Well read by Jordan Hall, who's been exceptional when called upon tonight on the few times that he's been needed to make an intervention, as we saw there. But here's Wellsmore, the 11 players of the Cannons against the 10 of FC Melbourne Srbija. Oh, the damn wall burst here. It's a header by Ilic, putting his body on the line for the cause. A deuce. First touch from him. Sinclair in the white boots. Going all the way back to Nick Feely. The Oakleigh Cannons had a high-scoring route thus far in the cup competition, getting past Port Melbourne 7-8 on penalties after a 0-0 draw at JL Murphy, and putting 5 past Westvale Olympic in a 5-1 win. Play by Hall. That was followed by a 3-0 win at CB Smith Reserve against Melbourne City for a 3-1 win against Avondale at this very venue. Sore boys out there as, again, it's Cad McGilp in the thick of it. Lee's involved as well. Giannis Isis didn't see anything too wrong with what transpired, but it will be a free kick to the Oakleigh Cannons and nothing more than that. They're almost there, the Cannons. Heavy schedule for them coming up. They've got St Albans away on the weekend, and then Melbourne Knights at home, and that Australia Cup match against Sydney FC. Dockerty Cup weekend is the following weekend, and then Moreland City away and Hume City away to round out the home and away season. Serbia taking on Beau Morris on the weekend. At Beau Morris, they'll fancy themselves to get points in that particular fixture. Home to Pascoe Vale the following week before they take on the Modbury Jets out of South Australia in the Australia Cup National Round of 32. And that will be a proud moment. They'll be setting themselves for potentially a chance to win through into the round of 16, maybe an A-League club, maybe an A-League opponent for FC Melbourne Srbija in the round of 16. That would be a very special occasion from the team who's sitting in the third tier. Sitting top of the tree in the third tier, looking for their third promotion since 2019 and their second in as many seasons. But they're defending here. As Mooney Badous plays the ball into the box. It's a bit of aerial ping pong. Eventually the call. Heard a voice from Max Lenutso. Now in the final throws of this one. So you wait to see some movement in the fourth official's box. Max Hanlon, our fourth official, down there tonight. Getting that digital board ready to let us know how much time will be added. We'll see at least 3 or 4 minutes at the end of the 90. Certainly lost a little bit of time with the scuffle that resulted in Luka Ninkovic being sent off. Here's a chance for Kasumovic, and it just runs a little bit too long on the slippery turf. Close, hard-fought encounter between these two sides. Many may have predicted an Oakleigh Cannons whitewash. It hasn't been the case, at least not on the scoreboard. It still reads 1-0 to the Cannons, courtesy of Max Bacetto's goal on his starting debut for the club. Kasumovic receives this ball in the channel. A good run by him. Overlapping is Valentini. His shot is blocked. Vasic, played by the halftime substitute. Composed by the 10 men. Switching the play is Campana, but it's gone straight to Mooney Badous. He's got bags of pace. He's got no way around Ilic. The line by Ilic, kept in play by Ishigi. Hasn't been involved as much as he might have liked since coming on, Ishigi. It's Wellsmore. The last minute of regular time. See Melbourne Srbija without Luka Ninkovic, the talisman, sent off second half. Oakleigh's passed through the legs of the opponent. Adus did his best to keep it in. No issues getting into a slide down there, as he did slide in for the ball, but couldn't keep it in play. Punting Road end of the venue. To the last throws of this one now. See Melbourne Srbija even go out tonight of the competition. So much more to play for, as we said, that match against the Modbury Jets. And then those 4 league fixtures to come, as you mentioned, Bo Morris and Pascoe Vale. And then that cup match against the Modbury Jets, followed by a top of the table clash away at the Larissa Reserve against the North Sunshine Eagles in round 21, the penultimate round of the VPL2. What a matchup that will be before they tackle the Essendon Royals on their home turf on the final day of the season at Kevin Bartlett Reserve. Is there time for one more goal for the Cannons here? Played into the box, Valentini. Looking ominous. Kasumovic on the angle, and he screws his shot over the bar. He had more time available to him to place that one target, but that was a very high and handsome attempt. Ritso's ball forward. Chance here for Serbia, perhaps. Basic's ball looking for Campana. Jordan Hall, the consummate professional, getting there first. Goes out of play. Serbia throw. They can throw everything forward here. So it was even gradually creeping further up the pitch. Into the box by Davies. It hangs in the air. Lees is lurking. Feely's dropped it. Lees can keep this in play. He beats Manuba Juice. Connor Lees. Feely with the save. Oh, that was the moment for Serbia. Feely dropping his cross and then making amends. Blocked the low ball in. What a good piece of skill by the right back, Connor Lees, who flicked that ball up over the outstretched foot of Mooney Badus. Oh, he would have gone down in club folklore if he had been able to conjure up a goal there. But nonetheless, they've got the opportunity from the corner kick. And it's going to be Nikolic to swing this one in. The left back. It's all about the quality of this ball. That's just about there, and they're scrambling for it. And it was a decent ball into the back post area. Lees, can he maybe win a free kick here, perhaps? There's plenty of blue shirts back there. And Valentini, was he obstructed? Play on's the call from Giannis Isis. Campana. Technical player, good technical skills. He beats one. That's in by Lees, into that back post area. And it's still there, flushed across the face. And again it comes in. It was flashed across the face by Ishigi. And then Kesheljevic. Oh, the FC Melbourne Srbija fans are getting a rev up here. They're in full voice. Cameron Davies turns to the crowd and gives them a real G up. A real tale for the underdog here. They're throwing the kitchen sink. They're down to 10 men and they haven't stopped attacking for the last 2 minutes. Comes the cross and Ilic's header. And it was a tame one in the end. It's picked up by Feely. There's a chance here on the break perhaps. Oh, but look at the pace there from Nikolic. Back to Manuzzo. Well played by the keeper. Manuzzo sold some candy there and sends it up the field. Flicked on by Davies, the central defender who's turned into an auxiliary forward. He's on one leg. He's got the elbow brace on. His white kit's covered in mud from head to toe, and he hasn't given up the ghost here. He can hardly walk. He's biting into his jersey. He's not going to go off, though. That's for sure. There's the header by Lakic, the captain. Campana. In fact, it's Ishigi. Here they go again. Basic. Well played by Wellsmore, though. Had his shirt pulled, but he wasn't brought to ground, so he's going to keep going with the advantage. And Noah Holmes could be in here. Holmes sits down one defender, Kasumovic. It's opened up for Asad Kasumovic. And it's another good save for Rizzo. Well, they weren't really sure about how they were going to clear that ball. They've done well in the end to get it up the park. Kesheljevic's header picked up by a deuce. A dramatic finish here at the home of the Matildas. Valentini to try and seal it here. Plays it in, looking for Holmes. It's turned behind for a cannon's corner, and they're just about there now. Well, what a flurry that FC Melbourne Srbija finished with. You have to take your hat off as a fan of their side and be proud of what they've done with 10 men, playing a club 2 divisions higher than what they currently reside in the Victorian football pyramid. And they have done anything but throw in the towel here. Like 5 minutes of stoppages now. Giannis Isis checking his watch. Taking the corner short, trying to take some time off the clock here. Oakleigh Cannons just awaiting the final whistle from Giannis Isis. What drama. They haven't taken the ball forward off the park for some time. Then they fizzed the ball across the goal and tested Nick Feely 2 or 3 occasions in stoppage time. But in the end, it's not enough. And the Oakleigh Cannons book their spot in the Dockerty Cup final to defend their title and go back-to-back against South Melbourne on the first weekend of August. Put that one in your calendar, Oakleigh Cannons fans. Big chance to make some history in the 100th edition of the Dockerty Cup competition. They could well and truly be the team that goes all the way, goes back-to-back in the competition. A busy schedule coming up for them, though. A busy schedule still for FC Melbourne Srbija as the fans start to make their way through the gates. They're beaten FC Melbourne Srbija, but they're anything but disgraced as their fans leaving the venue. They're big numbers that they've turned up here. Still with smiles on their faces. That's for sure. As the stats pop up onto the screen, I'm not too sure. See that Nick Feely did have to make a save there. That was quite crazy. That was a crazy finish to that one. And we certainly hope you've enjoyed it on the Football Victoria live stream tonight. I've been Stephen Curtin, and alongside me behind the camera, Rahman. Thank you tonight. You've been fantastic again, as always, giving everyone the best look at the action from the comfort of their own home, or perhaps their holiday home over in Mykonos or Belgrade or Novi Sad, somewhere nice and warm. But out here at the home of the Matildas in Bandura on a cool evening as the players head off the field. It's a goal by Max Basetto on his starting debut, the mid-season signing from Western United. That is the difference between the two sides. And FC Melbourne Srbija, they've won a lot of hearts tonight, that's for sure, from people who've tuned in. And I'm sure they've won some more supporters. They had plenty of supporters here tonight, but they're going to have even more supporters for those final 4 games of the league as they chase the title and back-to-back promotions as they look to move into next year's VPL 1. But not only that, perhaps they could progress to the final 16 of the Australia Cup with a win over Modbury Jets when they're back here again for that particular fixture on Tuesday, the 6th of August. Make sure you get out here. That's going to be a tremendous atmosphere that night for that particular Australia Cup clash. But for now, it is time to sign off from the home of the Matildas. And until next time, wishing you a good evening. It is Oakleigh Cannons 1, FC Melbourne Srbija 0. Good night.